I am Reverend Dr. John Tweedie. I'm a Christian pastor. I've been a pastor for 30 years. But when I became a pastor, God put in my heart a love for the Jewish people, for the people of Israel. And so as I've been speaking in my congregations, as a Christian pastor, I've always talked about the importance of the people of Israel and that God had wonderful plans for Israel, that He promised He would bring them out of their exile and plant them again in the land of Israel. And once they were there, they would never again be uprooted. But I've also experienced the Holocaust in other ways. I've been to Poland. I've walked in what is left of the Warsaw Ghetto. I've been to Treblinka. I know the story. I walked on the ground there. I've been to Majdanek. I've been to the place where Sobibor was, and there's not much left at Sobibor. But I've stood at the edge of the ravine in Kiev called Babi Yar. So I have walked in the footsteps of your people, of those that were lost in that awful time in history. But I also know what the Hebrew prophets said. And I know what God, the Almighty God, said to the prophet Ezekiel when he asked the question, can these dry bones live? The valley of dry bones. And the prophet answered, you know, Lord, you know about these bones. And the Almighty God said to them, these bones are the bones of Israel. They say they are lost, but I have plans for Israel. I will renew Israel. And that was God's promise. And when I come to this land of Israel, when I go to Elon Moreh, where the Almighty God first spoke to Avram and said, all the land that you see, I will give to your descendants. I have stood there. I've read from Ezekiel 36, where it speaks about the return of the Jewish people to the mountains of Israel. So when I hear of a Palestinian state on the mountains of Israel, I know it cannot happen, because God has said to the Jewish people, this is the backbone of Israel, like Shechem. This is the backbone of Israel. This belongs to the people of Israel. They will build on the high places. They will restore the ruined cities. They will rebuild them. And then I will restore them and renew them. And I will breathe new life. And this land will become again like the Garden of Eden. So as a Christian, I stand with you, the survivors of the Holocaust, and the Jewish people. And I want you to know that there are Christians all over the world like me. Some are pastors, some are not. But they have a passion. It's like the Almighty God has raised them up in these dark days when Israel feels so isolated and alone. I want to say Israel is not alone, because the Almighty God, Isaiah 49, verse 22, I will summon the Gentiles, and they will carry your sons in their arms and your daughters on their shoulders, and they will help them back to the land of Israel. So we stand with you, the Jewish people, and we rejoice in Israel renewed, the promised land, the land of promise. So may the Almighty God bless you. May He heal your wounds and give you hope of brighter days ahead, because there are Christians who love you and will stand with you.